You know, for the entire runtime of this movie, I was thinking about this movie borrows aspects from another movie, but for the life of me, I can't figure out what movie that is. Don't Breathe. So Don't Breathe is a brand new suspense thriller starring Jane Levy, Dylan Minnette, Daniel Zovatto and Stephen Lang. And in this movie, three young teens are making a living by robbing from houses in a plan to leave for California when they get enough money. And when they hear about an old blind war veteran who may have a big fortune somewhere in his house, they think easy pickings. And so on a dark night while the blind man sleeps in his bed, they think easy peasy, they'll go in there, take the cash, leave, job done. However, what they didn't count on is Stephen Lang being a badass. And from the get-go, I have to say, this movie was incredibly tense. I was on the edge of my seat, biting my nails for most of the runtime of this movie. It's a very well-written movie with very well-developed characters, and then you end up caring about these robbers who, admittedly, at first, you're supposed to feel are a bit of a dick to go after a blind man. They're portrayed as bad people at the start, but as soon as they're in this house and you realise how much of a monster Stephen Lang is, you start to feel sorry for these characters and you want to see them get out of this. Especially the main girl played by Jane Levy. She gave a fantastic performance in this movie, and her motivations as to why she's committing these crimes to get the money to leave to go to California are completely believable, and you relate to her. You want to see her come out of this. Dylan Minnette, who you may know from Goosebumps, he gives another great performance in this movie. I really liked him in Goosebumps, and he really impressed me with his role in this movie as well. He doesn't stand out above Jane Levy, nor does he stand out above Stephen Lang, who absolutely nailed his character. He was phenomenal in this movie. At first, when you see him on screen, you feel sorry for this guy. His house is being robbed and he's blind, he's defenseless. But as soon as he shows his true nature, he is haunting, and every time he appears on screen, a chill goes down your spine. You are terrified of this guy, and for good reason. The guy's a monster. However, there is a reason why he's doing what he's doing, and because of that, it developed his character a lot more, which made me feel sorry for his character as well. Until you find out what he's doing with the person who's caused him all this pain and suffering. Then he's just a monster again. The other guy in this movie, Daniel Zovatto, he's alright in this movie. He's not a standout, but he does give a good performances. In fact, all the performances in this movie were good. But Stephen Lang and Jane Levy, they nailed it. They really impressed me in this movie. As for the directing, it was really, really good. There were some really nice, beautiful shots done. I especially like the shot where it's following each character as they look around the house in each room. And the director knew how to build the suspense, he knew how to build the tension, he knew how to get you on the edge of your seat, scared for these characters. When this guy's nearby and they're holding their breath, you're holding your breath with them. You don't want them to get found by this guy, you want them to get out, you want them to escape. And that's what the writing did so well. It made you care about these characters who technically aren't all good guys. The three main guys, they're criminals, and the blind guy, he's a monster, he's a nasty man. The only real issue with this movie is I felt the ending dragged on just a little bit too much. There are so many points where it could have ended, but it didn't. There are a few bits of predictability to it, but there are a lot of things that do surprise you that you don't see coming at all. And yeah, as I mentioned in my intro, it was bothering me that this movie did remind me of another movie. And for the life of me, while I was watching it, I couldn't remember what that movie was. So as soon as I got home, I went through my entire Blu-ray and DVD collection to find home invasion movies, looked through them all, and I found it. Panic Room. And although it's not a remake of Panic Room, you can tell that it is very heavily influenced by Panic Room with some of the shots that are done. But other than that, this movie was a pulse-pounding, nail-biting, edge-of-your-seat thrill ride that'll stick with you days after you've seen it. And so for all of that, I'm going to give Don't Breathe 4 stars. So, Don't Breathe, have you guys seen it yet? What did you think about it? Whatever you thought, let me know in the comment section below. Thanks so much for watching, guys. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, share the video with your friends, and if you want to see more videos just like this one, then subscribe to my channel for more. Thanks again for watching. You guys are awesome, and I'll see you all in the next video.